everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you. I'm going to be talking about the best ramp spells of all time in Commander. And of course, there's a handy-dandy link in the description below to all these. Now with all that said, let's jump into them. Now let's start things off in reverse order. In the 10th most played ramp spell in all of Commander is Bop, Birds of Paradise, a 0/1 bird with flying for a single green mana that says, tap add 1 mana of any color. Such an amazing early play. One that, yes, is a little risky, again, being a mana dork, and again, at some point you might lose it, but early on, it can really help you fix your mana, again, perfectly, literally perfectly. Just get it out into play. Sure, it's not going to be an aggressive attacker anytime soon, but it really can help you fix your mana. And actually, for some decks out there, again, if you've got a bird tribal deck, if you've got a flyers tribal deck, or if you just have a deck that can eventually pump creatures, yeah, this could end up hitting a decent amount, obviously, because it does have flying. That being said, obviously, the purpose of this for your most decks are going to be, hey, get it out right away, and then next turn, you fix your mana with it, essentially. It helps you really, really well, get early in the game, can get you really going, and really help you get out the exact things that you need to get things started and get your game plan on a roll. Moving on to 9th place, and the 9th most played ramp spell in Commander is Mind Stone. Such a solid card. An artifact for 2 mana. It taps for a colorless and it has pay 1 tap, sacrifice artifact, draw a card. Super simple, super effective, but does illustrate things that are important in Commander on this card. One of the things, obviously, is a 2 mana ramp spell. That is absolutely massive in Commander. The turn that you're typically ramping, usually, is going to be on turn 2. And being able to have an artifact, a mana rock, that gives you half the amount of mana back that you put into it right away is huge. There are some exceptions that we'll talk about one of those here in a little bit. But yeah, being able to go turn 2, tap for 1, you're going to be on a roll. Again, typically then turn 3, right, you've got 4 mana if you're hitting your land drops. Also, another thing that this illustrates is flexibility. Again, paying 1 tap, sacrificing an artifact to draw a card is massive for you in that it can replace itself later in the game. When mana isn't necessarily the resource that you care the most about, maybe you're low on hand size, and you're like, oh, I really need to dig down into my deck and get the exact card that I need right now. Let's just keep digging, and this is another way to help you dig. It replaces itself, essentially, when you need it to. It is a great card for that, and of course, for artifact-centric decks that maybe can keep getting it back again and again and again, additional value there as well. But yeah, the majority of decks out there, this is just an amazing card that, again, ramps you early, and also can be replaced later when you need it to. Next up, at 8th place, we've got Nature's Lore, a sorcery for 2 mana in green. Search your library for a forest card, put that on the battlefield, then shuffle. This is an amazing card, even if your budget isn't, like, oh yeah, I got Alpha Duels. Yeah, no, this is an amazing card because, again, yeah, sure, even just getting a single forest, that's great. Again, literally, it comes into play, untap the basic forest, whatever it is, and you can utilize it right away. You get that mana back. So you get literally half the amount of mana back that you put into this, and you're basically spending 1 mana on this ramp spell, which is absolutely massive. That being said, obviously, potential for this is insane because let's say you're getting, again, one of those Alpha Duels. Congratulations, you just fixed your mana while also getting a land to play untapped. There's also a lot of other dual lands that aren't the Alpha Duels that are insanely expensive, but yes, being able to utilize, again, those dual lands, being able to fix your mana, even if they do come into play tapped, essentially, that's fine. You are fixing your mana in a great way. You are utilizing it in a lot of situations. So again, whether you need mana right away for a basic forest or get an Alpha Duel, or you need to set yourself up in the future, essentially, you're able to do that with an amazing card like this. And again, the rule of thumb, again, in mana, in Commander, in ramp, hey, 2 mana, 1 mana back, that's huge. So, of course, at number 7, we've got Rampant Growth. That's right, the OG ramp spell. Sorcery for 2 mana in green. Search life for a basic land card, put into play, tap, then shuffle your library. Again, it gets the job done. This is exactly the kind of card that Commander players absolutely need in their ramp slots. Being able to utilize, again, the 2 mana, okay, go get a land, fix my mana, that's what I need. So being able to just go get any basic out of your deck, putting it into play at 2 mana, that is absolutely massive. This is, again, the blueprint, basically, for what ramp has become in Commander for, again, land ramp. Absolutely massive, obviously, in landfall decks as well. But yeah, just for any deck that has green, yeah, your expectation is that you've got Rampant Growth and Rampant Growth light cards, obviously. Moving on, Farseek. Yeah, again, kind of nature's lore adjacent in a way. Sorcery for 2 mana in green. So select for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain card on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Yeah, didn't mention forest there, which, again, does not matter, I guess, if you've got the dual land type approach where it's like, yeah, it's this plus a forest. Cool, good for me. Being able to go get basically any of those dual type lands is why this one is so widely played and so massive. Being able to go get, again, any of those that say plains, island, swamp, or mountain, it helps just go, okay, yeah, what do I need? I need all these. Even if one says forest on it as well as one of these combinations, you still can go get it. So yeah, this is such an amazing card that helps you fix your mana. Even if you aren't using a higher budget and utilizing dual type lands, yeah, still being able to go get any of the other basics outside of a forest, which you basically probably already have if you're playing this spell, is going to be massive. Again, early to turn fixing your mana cards are absolutely massive in Commander, especially ones that get lands. So yeah, there's a reason why this one sees so much play in Commander. Next up at number 5, we've got Thought Vessel, an artifact for 2 that says you have no maximum hand size and it taps right colors. Again, it's super simple, again, and it kind of illustrates, again, things are important in Commander. Again, like I talked about earlier, cost 2, taps for 1. That is the expectation. You want to be able to ramp on turn 2. And if you can do that, congratulations, you've done something amazing. But also by having the maximum hand size, that is also something amazing. I mean, number 1, players just like don't have to worry about at the end of your turn discarding, and that's an annoying thing, so players don't like to do that, number 1. So being able to go, yeah, whatever, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't have to do that. I don't have to worry about it. I've got this mana rock in play that is just giving me mana, great. But also just happens to say, skip the annoying thing of discarding parts of your hand. Also, of course, outside of being annoying, it's amazing to have a giant hand size. Obviously, it just gives you more options. You can do some absolutely crazy things with it, and some decks really revolve around having no maximum hand size. So, yeah, this can make a massive impact. And again, it's just fitting a mana rock slot in the deck. One of your ramp spells is now just, oh yeah, also, by the way, don't worry about that whole maximum hand size rule. You just get to ignore a rule off of a mana rock, which is absolutely massive and why this sees so much play. Cultivate is absolutely huge in Commander. A source for 3 mana in green. Switch life to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards. Put one on the battlefield. Tap the other in your hand. Then shuffle. Now, this one does break the rule, right? Again, it does cost 3 mana. It's not ramping us on turn 2. It is a little bit slower, but it does give us a little more guarantee. Again, at 3 mana, we are getting 1 basic and a play tap, so it does ramp us in 1. But also, it does give us that land into our hand as well, so we can ensure that we hit our future land drop with it. Again, it might even be on the turn that we play it too. If we didn't play a land on that turn, you play this, you go get your land, and then you play that as well. So it does kind of ramp us 2 on that turn in a way, but it's still just basically like hitting your land drop. So it is only basically ramp 1, but it does give you the guarantee that you've got another land drop. It also really helps us fix our mana, again, with 2 basics versus just 1. So yeah, there's a reason why this is the 4th most played one in Commander. Next up, Felwar Stone, an artifact for 2 that says, tap add 1 mana of any color that a land and opponent controls could produce. Now, again, this is a risky proposition, but not really at all. I mean, I guess if you're playing against 3 colorless decks, this does absolutely nothing. This is a absolutely massive card, though, because typically it is a 2 mana rock that literally can tap for any color at all. Again, if you've got one opponent that has a 5-color deck and the first turn they play a command tower, it's like, oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, my Felwar Stone automatically taps for all the colors. Even if not, though, literally just by the time turn 2 comes around, this is tapping for typically 3, maybe even 4, maybe even all 5 colors. So being able to just go, oh yeah, okay, I can dependably pretty much play this card and utilize it for whatever mana I want, great, good for me. And again, typically a lot of our mana rocks right on turn 2 that we've already talked about are like, oh yeah, okay, they tap for a colorless. That's usually good enough, again, when it's like, all right, early mana ramp essentially for mana rocks. This one does all the fixing that you could really want most of the time. Again, most of the time there's a little bit of risk to it, but it's worth it, obviously. Again, being at 2 mana, helping us fix our mana, it's absolutely huge. Next up at number 2, the card that is so good and so played that Wizards even maybe said, or some people Wizards I should say, even said that it might have been a mistake to make in the first place. Artifact for 2, we've got Arcane Signet. Tap at 1 mana, any color in your commander's color identity. It's hard to argue against utilizing this card in any kind of a non-green deck, right? If you don't have green, it's really hard to argue against using this card. I guess there are some very specific strategies that wouldn't use mana rocks, but still, it is hard to argue against because it just checks the boxes that you want. Again, like I talked about with Felwar Stone, it fixes your mana. But this one guarantees that you're getting the colors. It guarantees that you're getting the colors that you want because it's your colors. It's your deck's colors at 2 mana on a mana rock, again, guaranteed every single time. So yeah, this can be, again, if you're in a 5-color deck, congratulations, it's a 2 mana, you get whatever you want. That being said, again, obviously, for green decks, typically you've got the land ramp cards, which, supersede this most of the time. But yeah, for any deck that just focuses on mana rocks, this is an amazing card, obviously. And yeah, Wizards, people at Wizards, I should say, maybe even said that this was a mistake, and it's a mistake for a reason. It is so ubiquitous and so hard, heavily played, and it's really hard to argue against ever not using this card. And you probably guessed it, but the number 1 ramp spell in Commander is, of course, Soul Ring, a card that literally is so busted that, again, if they were to restart the format and, just go from scratch without any kind of memory of what Commander was, they never would have had this one be, legal in Commander, because it is incredibly ban-worthy compared to everything else. Artifact for 1, it taps for 2. That's basically it. That's all this does. It's super simple, and that's kind of the thing in Magic, right? Some of the simplest cards in Magic are the most broken, and this is absolutely broken. Again, we talked about every other mana rock right on this list that we talked about. Cost 2, taps for 1. This one does the reverse. It costs 1, it taps for 2. It is 4 times as efficient. Literally on turn 1, you get more mana back out of this. You get to go, okay, I play a land, I tap it, I get this out, and I tap this for 2. Now I can play another mana rock. Yeah, this is an absolutely insane card that can accelerate your game plan so heavily. It also is a card that could work in so many combos as well. It is an insane card that literally, again, the majority of cards that actually give you this amount of mana cost 4. 3 more than this. So yeah, there's a reason why this sees so much play. It's also in every single precon as well. And that's the only reason it's anywhere near budget friendly, obviously. But yeah, it sees so much play. It's in every precon. Basically, every single kind of a deck is going to utilize it. There's certain decks out there that might not. Again, if you're using land ramp, that kind of stuff. But still, it is such an amazing card, such a broken card. And again, one that probably is ban worthy. But again, it is such a synonymous card with the format that it never will be banned. Soul Ring is a crazy good card for a reason, and there's a reason why it's number 1 on this list. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.